All right, we're recording this thing. Starts recording. 3, 2, 1, clap. Hey, see?
Thank God.
See, there you go. There you
Thank
go.
God.
I did it. I did it this time.
No more fishing for
audio syncing and hoping that it just works. There you go. Another one. Anyway, welcome everyone to our second podcast.
Let's give him some soup.
Weekly. Now, not buying any. Stop! You're gonna spill shit. Stop. Sit down. Sit down. You're gonna spill it on my Xbox.
They want soup.
No, they don't.
Are you sure?
Yes. Randomness, not what you expected. Right? Is that what we're gonna go with? The name?
Mm-hmm.
Not what you expected.
Yep.
Not what you expected podcast, where a teacher and an accountant talk about random stuff.
It works.
It works or something. Anyway, as always, we have our beer. And
Dude, there is. Yeah.
yeah, it's
unfiltered.
unfiltered. No, it's not expired.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah,
January 27th. Damn it.
No, that's the bottling. That's when it was bottled.
Oh, so when's the expiration?
It doesn't have an expiration. Beer ferments and ages like a fine wine.
Everything expires.
Shut up. No.
When's the half-life?
It's not a freaking isotope. So what's great is that because we lifted the mic, as you can see it's right there on the cam. Now Oz's constant hitting of the desk isn't gonna be as loud. I mean, you can still hear, but it's not gonna be like
too bad.
PAH! Like it was before. Anyway, as you can see, my beard is coming in, continues to come in quite nicely, getting a little bit thicker. It looks so much better on screen though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it just looks so much better there than it does in real life.
This is 2 days.
He can just grow a beard. I'm
not sure if
this is almost 2 months.
I almost feel like if I did like a mustache,
You would look like a creeper pedophile.
No, partly. But no, I look like a weird, what's that thing? Oh, like a French... What's the guy with the sword?
A musketeer?
Yes. No, seriously, I feel like I would.
You would have to straighten your hairs out because yours would probably be curly.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are.
You'd actually have to get a hair straightener and be like, yes, straighten out my mustache, and then you have to get wax, and you have to constantly be
Is there wax? I've only ever bought water, conditioner for rose water.
Yeah. No. There's definitely mustache wax. There's beard wax. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of beard products. So I decided that I was gonna grow my beard out because my girlfriend moved to Austin, Texas. We're in Dallas, so she moved away, and I was like, "Hey, in protest, I'm gonna grow out my beard until you move back."
What do you?
And
answered the question.
Yeah. So when I decided to do that, when I decided to take the plunge into growing a beard, I don't want to look like a fucking like a weeaboo.
A weeaboo.
I don't want to look like a weeb, and I don't want to look like I live in my mom's basement. Yeah, so I said, hey, I'm going to take care of my beard. I'm going to look what I need to do. So they said beard brush, a comb, beard oil, beard salve, and wax once it starts growing long enough so you can actually keep it styled and not just out and gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure enough, I dedicated, set a little bit of money apart, invested into beard care products. And yeah, every morning, after a shower, I put in my little beard oils. I brush it right after, brush it in the morning.
Do you trim right above the upper lip?
I do. I haven't in the last week or so it's getting a little long. It's coming out, but we'll see.
Biggest complaint
from females when you kiss them? It pulls my lips.
I hope you're talking about your girlfriend.
No, actually, she doesn't mind. She
No, not her.
No, well, the funny thing is so typically I hate shaving. That's actually part of the reason why I decided to grow a beard. I hate shaving with a passion. So what I do?
Do girls shave every day?
Some do. It depends. Some girls grow more hair than others.
Like if I was a girl. I think I'd have to shave every day. Or maybe day and a half.
Oh, if you yourself as a Cuban.
My genetics.
Yes. You probably would.
every night. Dude, seriously, I would look into like.
So the funny thing, Karen doesn't shave. She doesn't have to.
No racial. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. but you know. What? I'm waiting for you to say it.
I'm not gonna say it. Anyway,
but he's never shaving.
She doesn't have a razor.
Talking about legs.
Yeah, we're talking about legs. Doesn't have to, which is awesome, by the way. Like not having to ever like feel, like hairs in the leg.
Yeah.
Always smooth. Pretty sweet. Anyway, so yeah, I hate shaving.
Wait. So we can start eating this. We bought 2 different types of.
He bought 2 different types of chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Bam! Salted almonds and salted hazelnuts.
All right, so we will test run.
We're not test running anything.
We're gonna go ahead and shoot this down the pipe. That sounds terrible.
That sounds pretty bad.
Are you ready? Don't worry. Oh! I caught
Good catch.
it.
Good catch. All right. Does not mix well with the beer. Not a good pairing, must say.
It's not.
Probably should have looked it up online.
It's bitter and bitter.
Yeah, well, Karen and I, a couple weeks ago for Valentine's Day weekend, we did a wine and chocolate pairing. Awesome. Dude,
Like reds and chocolate.
there were 5 wines, 5 different chocolates. There was probably only one pairing that I did not like.
Wow.
It just didn't like the aftertaste of one. Like, so it was really weird, right? So
Coconut parfait from Central Market.
Coconut parfait? What? Oh, I should have gotten that. So you taste the wine. It's okay. I'm on a diet. So you taste the wine and then you take a bite of the little chocolate. It was like a small chocolate ball. But I took a bite. So immediately, like the initial taste, clash, like total clash.
Chocolate
it didn't
ball
actually
with what?
Like these were different kinds of chocolate and with something inside typically. So
fruit?
No.
Oh,
Like
my God.
cream,
Okay.
different type of chocolate.
Okay.
One had cajeta, the Spanish goat's milk, caramelized goat's milk.
Yes.
Amazing.
They're super soft.
Oh my
Caramel.
gosh! And we had a dessert wine with that. Oh my gosh! Beautiful. The mix was just
Did they do the
from
soft?
start to finish. It was just like, no, they did not do a sake.
Dude, I would love.
But yeah, it was amazing. But this is not. This is blood and honey and chocolate. Not a good mix. There might be a chocolate out there that might be a good mix.
Maybe
Not this
maybe more like a milk chocolate.
Possibly. Or a white chocolate maybe.
It's like coconut and.
Anyway, I did want to talk about something. So,
All right.
I was preparing on Thursday because I was gonna go to work and then from work I was gonna get on a bus to go to Austin this weekend, right? So I figured it's like, okay, I haven't touched my 3DS in a while. The last game I bought was Yokai Watch, which, in all honesty, was
You want to mod it?
what?
You want to mod the 3DS?
No,
Oh.
no. I just wanted a new game. I wanted basically what I haven't touched it in a while. I was like, well, I've been playing my PSP for the last thing, Persona 4 Golden, and I just want to play my 3DS, like Pokemon. Excuse me. As much as I love it, and it has that nostalgia that Pokemon really holds, because I love Pokemon. I've been
Yellow?
No, I was playing Oris.
Okay.
So I just can't do it. It's too much of a time sink. Like you just grind over and over again. It's too boring now. So as a adult with ADHD, if I were taking my medication for ADHD, I could probably do it. But without it, it's just not captivating enough.
I've
So
always wanted to get medicine.
I had to take like an IQ, like when I got my ADHD medication, it was intense, man. Like I had to go to a psychologist. Well, first I had to go to the doctor. Be like, hey, look, I've read some of the symptoms. I know they're vague and generic, but I do feel like I've been having this issue for a while. Like, would it be possible to like get tested for ADHD? And he goes, all right, I'm gonna refer you to a psychologist. to see what he thinks, to get evaluated. I'm like, all right. So I had to go to a psychologist. I had to sit through a consultation. Then I had to take an IQ exam. Then I had to take an attention exam. And then the psychologist was like, well, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you need the medication. I'm like, well, if I try really hard, I can focus. The problem is, like, most of the time, I'm not trying. Like, I'm just, I'm really optimistic, happy-go-lucky, extremely silly and stupid. Mm-hmm. So I'm not trying, so I'm all over the place unless I'm like constantly focusing, and then I get really mentally exhausted and my day finishes in like 4 hours and I just want to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I told him, like, look, man, if I'm smart and as attention as you think I am, then I should be able to like focus in class and take notes and be able to read a book, which I can't do unless I'm taking medication.
Of course.
It's like, all right, we'll test it out. So I started with Adderall, and then Adderall worked perfect, except for the fact that if one thing went wrong in the day, mm-hmm. my whole day was ruined. Like, I would get focused on that one thing, and I'd get depressed. Mm-hmm. So Adderall, like the first time I took Adderall, dude, I cried. I was in a group project meeting, and all of a sudden, because I took it, and it takes, the extended release takes about like 30 to 45 minutes to kick in. Okay. Because I had food in my stomach, and I felt it like the exact moment when it kicked in, like everything just, my mind like, boom, cleared. I could listen to
Really?
It was like nothing I had ever experienced before. Like, I started crying because I realized, like, I have never felt like, there are people that can just naturally do this.
Really?
I have never had this in my life. Like, I've never been able to just only think about one thing that I'm doing. Even when I'm playing games, which is something that like people with ADHD are able to kind of like focus on, or computers, stuff like that. Like, you're constantly just going off and thinking about like random things while I'm doing stuff. With this, I was like, group project, boom. Everything else was clear in my mind, and all I had to worry about and all I could think about was my group project. So I used that for a little bit, but after a while, it was like, if I got a little depressed, it was like easy to get depressed, and like I had to take an extended release in the morning, and then I had to take a quarter of a tablet at night. Tablet. And it would just like roll over to the next day. I also lost a ton of appetite. Like, I wasn't hungry, so I lost like 15 pounds.
No bueno.
And I couldn't sleep very well because it's such an accelerant that it was just like couldn't sleep. So then I switched to Vyvanse, which Vyvanse, with the strength, basically Vyvanse, your body can only process it. This is how it was explained to me anyway. Your body can only digest it in such an amount. So they give you the differing strength, or differing size in milligrams of the capsule. It's not so much how strong it is at a time, but how long it lasts. So for example, some people will take 20 milligrams because they only need, like, they work part-time, or they only need it for school. Not that bad. It lasts you about 6 hours. Boom, you're good.
Okay.
I was taking 60 milligrams because I was going to work at 6 in the morning, and I had classes at 7 that went on until 10, so I needed
there was no way to...
a huge amount, yeah. But yeah, Vyvanse was awesome because it doesn't really cut your appetite. I mean, a little bit it curbs it, but not much.
Yeah. Well, what was the biggest side effect with that?
None, really. When I first started taking it, I would lose sleep. Like, just because of the strength. It was hard, like, the first week, it was hard to adjust to it. But the thing is, when you're taking speed, which is what essentially controlled speed, like, you don't have to sleep as much. Like, it sucks now for me, because now I'm like, 10 o'clock comes around, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go to bed. Like, it can actually be 2:30, and if I've been like really, really working hard at work, I'm like, oh,
it'll go knock you out.
I want to go home and take a nap. I can't do anything. And then I come home and I'm like, I should probably stream or edit some video, but fuck, no, I'm just gonna like watch Netflix and go to sleep. Right? So with Vyvanse, I could take it at 5:30 in the morning on an empty stomach, kicks in by like 5:45. I'm ready to go. I'm at work at like 6:15. I'm working all the way through the day, finish the day. I could actually, with Vyvanse, you could take a really nice power nap, 30 minutes, boom, get up, go all the way until 3 in the morning, sleep for 2.5 hours, and do it again. Like, I did that for like 6-7 months. It was awesome. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, so never mind. I'm ADD, so you can see how this conversation is jumping all over the place. But the biggest side effect was the change in personality.
How so?
So because I'm able to completely focus on what I want, like I can focus on like, okay, I want to be successful. And in order to be successful, I can't be joking around. I don't play video games as much. So what I feel is a very big part of my personality basically gets dropped off to do what like my focused self thinks is success.
Yeah, I see that.
So like at work, I don't talk to people. If people start like conversing with me, I'm like, hey, you know what? I have to work. I'm sorry. I got stuff to do. I become very like I become that guy that everyone hates. Like, oh, dude, he works all day.
That driven guy.
Yeah, the driven guy. The guy's like, dude, he doesn't talk to anyone.
There's nothing really wrong with that. I mean,
no, there isn't. But it's not who I really am.
It's not
like I love talking to people. I love joking around. And be like, hey, fuck you. You know, it's like, hey, Ben, come here. You see this? Yeah, you forgot to do this. You want me to tell you? I'm kidding. You know? You want to get fired? Because I can get you fired. I'm kidding. But no, seriously, like I'm going to get you fired.
That's a terrible guy. Nobody likes that guy. That's almost like passive aggressive.
No. That's what I do now.
Oh. Greatest
bait and switch.
Nah, I do that right now.
But no, like I just don't joke around. And it was actually like my ex-girlfriend who really noticed that. And it was super easy to realize when I took my medication when I didn't. So I decided to like bite the bullet. I stopped taking my medication and realized that's dark, isn't it?
No. Fuck. What are you?
Not something I'm putting in my mouth.
Salted almonds. The salt is unbelievable. Dude, experience that.
Shit.
Experience
dude,
that.
We got on such a huge tangent.
It's fine.
I love it. This is like what my mind does. Except for the fact that like with ADHD, I forget where we started.
You know what? I couldn't tell you actually.
I know.
Where the fuck we started.
We started talking about me going to Austin. I wanted to buy a game, my 3DS. Yeah. So.
What?
Yokai Watch.
Response.
Pokemon. It was
Response.
Pokemon. What? Oh, this is fucking.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's not that good. I mean, I can eat it, but it's not that good. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, I had Yokai Watch, which I thought was supposed to be like Pokemon. That's how they said it was gonna be. It was just not for me. That game is made for kids. If you enjoy it, no offense to you, like it was cute and it was fun.
It's not in your flavor palate.
Like the story was fun. It was a very fun story, but it's just like not something that I wanted to play on my commute to work every morning. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't played it for about 3 weeks. I'm like, screw this. You know what? I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm at work.
Not any good.
Don't do it.
My review.
1 out of 5. Would not try again.
In terms of TNA, teacher and accountant.
Tits and ass.
Which I realized, that's why I thought about them like TNA podcast would definitely be the wrong message.
I mean, or we could talk about boobs.
Would definitely be the wrong message.
Yeah.
I feel like just not worth it. The salted caramel, the little salt in it is fucking misleading. The salt is intense to the point where it just you want to enjoy it and the salt overpowers everything else. Everything else. Fucking garbage.
Anyway.
Oh, man. No, because some guy, they had to test it. They have food testing.
Dude, there are people that like this.
There's food tester, the door opens up and they go, try that. Door closes and they're like, oh yeah, that's fucking good.
Of course, dude. There's people that like...
hold on. And salt. Salt amplifies flavor. I get that.
Yeah.
It didn't amplify anything. It just made it so fucking... There's a little bit of salt's good. For flavoring, a little bit of salt's good. A lot of salt? Oh my god.
That was really salty.
I'll go back to my hazelnut.
The hazelnut's good.
Yeah.
Especially after you bite that, this tastes heavenly.
It's not even that sweet.
It's not, but it's good.
It's good. It's done right. Done right.
Bro, so
Pokemon.
what I wanted to get to.
Pokemon.
No, not Pokemon. Pokemon was boring. So 3DS. I wanted to play my 3DS on the bus ride to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been hearing on podcasts like Giant Bomb. What else? Beastcast. There was another one. They were talking about the morning show, the morning stream. Frog Pants morning stream. I've been listening on all those, and they were talking about this new Fire Emblem game called Fire Emblem Fates, and then it had two versions. It had Birthright and Conquest. And at first, like in my mind, I've played Pokemon all my life. I've played the Mega Man games, Mega Man Network I forgot the Mega Man ones. And all those had like two versions, right? You could only get certain Pokemon, or you could get certain chips in each version. And I was like, in my mind, logically speaking, because I've been kind of programmed to be that way, it's like, oh, that's the only difference. This is the same thing, but you get like different characters in each one. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, apparently you don't. So the story in Fates is pretty cool. So you start out as a guy who's being raised by the Norian family, right? That's all you know. You know the Norse. They are your brothers, and the king, your father. Well, right in the beginning.
The Northern, are they like higher up?
Oh, they're like Renaissance, like European, like English Renaissance, like dressed in blue, like knights in armor kind of deal. Well, they're having a war basically with the Hoshido family.
Is that Japanese?
Yeah, no, it's a Japanese game.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so
right.
you end up having to like fight the Hoshido family very early on, and then you find out
you're Hoshido.
Yeah.
Yo!
You're a Hoshido, and you were actually kidnapped when you were little, and you were raised by the North family.
Dude, what do you do?
So here's the
thing. Birthright.
So that's where the game comes in. So basically, you choose which side you're gonna side with depending on which game you buy.
Damn.
So Birthright is the one that's like it's more like you're the good guys.
What the fucking cement? Dear God.
So with Birthright, you side with the Hoshido family because they are your true family, and you find out that the king for the Norse is insane. Like he is just an evil bastard. Like he seriously like sends you out to kill you because you like didn't want to kill the Hoshidos that he had captured.
Sends you out to kill you?
Yeah, he's
what
like,
do you mean?
you have to go on this mission to like prove yourself, and then he sends like one of his men with you, and that dude like kills your like uncle basically, the guy who had trained you, kills him, and then tries to kill you, and then you're able to like kill him. But you find out he's a dick basically. Your father's a dick.
Okay.
So I bought Birthright because there's actually a huge difference between the two games. So Conquest, apparently, like, so Fire Emblem is known for like being really harsh. It's kind of like XCOM, in which you can play, and it's difficult. Like if your troop dies, permadeath. So there's a lot of save files, and you're like, oh well, fuck, I fucked up. Got to start this whole fight over.
And this is like a RTS, right?
No, this turn-based strategy game. Kind of like Advanced Wars was for the Game Boy Advanced. I don't know if you ever played that.
Oh, yes.
Cool
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Kind of like, yeah, exactly, like Tactics.
All right.
Okay.
I can fuck with that.
Yeah, super, super awesome.
Okay.
So what they did is with Birthright and Conquest, they also differentiated it with difficulty. Birthright is more of a casual player's like Fire Emblem. So you have easy difficulty where your people can die, and you can either choose to, at the end of the turn, they come back, or which I decided not to do it, or you can do it at the end of the fight.
Have you lost somebody?
No, I haven't lost them, but I've had people die.
Just reload.
So the thing with it. Okay, well, let me finish explaining, and then I'll tell you. So you can do that. You can choose to either have them come back at the end of the turn. You can have them come back at the end of the fight, or you can have them like not come back, permadeath. In Conquest, you don't choose. You have permadeath. That's it. Like, they just die, and you have to recruit new teammates. Also, Birthright allows you to do a really easy difficulty, where you can kind of like play the game for the story. Conquest, I was listening to the podcast, and they were saying that they still put it in easy, and one battle took them 12 hours.
Excuse me?
One battle. Dude, I don't think I could do that. Like, realistically, like, I just can't.
Can you save in battle?
Yeah, you can. You can save in between turns, but still, like, 12 hours for one fight, like, I would go insane.
How long's the game? Birthright would be easy. Conquest would take you like...
All right,
so 6 years in, I'm like turn 7.
Yeah, but the thing I didn't know also, so that I learned about that before I went to buy the game. But they had been talking about it all last week, and a little bit prior. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna go buy this game, right? I'm like, I'll just go buy. I know I'm a casual player. I'm gonna get Birthright. I'll buy it. This was Thursday night. So I'm like, I'll go ahead and buy it. I'll take it with me to Austin, and that way I can play it. No big deal.
You got Conquest, didn't you?
No, I go to GameStop. I take Yokai Watch. And I'm like, I'm gonna trade this bitch in. Get me get me Conquest for free, almost essentially, because of power up rewards and other points that I have. I go to trade it. I'm like, hey, I want to trade this in for Birthright. And the chick that's working at GameStop goes, hey, Birthright, we're having a midnight release for it tonight. So I didn't even know, because I've been listening to podcasts talking about it. They had a reviewer's copy. I didn't realize that it didn't come out until Friday Friday the 19th. So I went Thursday and I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, so I started thinking, like really quickly, it's like, all right, do I really want this game? Yes. I've been listening to I read a little bit about it. I've been listening about it for a couple weeks.
What time did you go?
I went at 7 p.m. to GameStop. So she goes, all right, well, we're doing a midnight release, but to finalize your purchase, you can come in as early as 9. But we're not going to release the game until midnight. I was like, all right. Well, I had a whole bunch of stuff to do to prepare and everything. So I'm like, and she goes, yeah. And if you do it by 9 and you turn it in, you can get bonus, like extra percentage towards the new game with Yokai Watch. So it'll be even more money towards the game. I was like, all right, fine. Screw it. I'll do it. I don't want this game. I do want that game. So I go home, visit my parents. And I tell David, my little brother, who's 17, tell him, yeah, I'm going to buy, Fire Emblem. He's like, oh yeah, I heard about that. There's 2 versions, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I want to buy 2. Because he works, so he has spending money. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take you. We can go to the midnight release together. So I take him, and he's like, hey, I want Conquest. I'm like, are you sure? So like, I'm an older brother. I'm not a dick. Like, I'm a really nice older brother. So I tell him, like, look, realistically, Conquest is harder, like all this and that. But he's like I was when I was 17. He's got a ton of time. He's a huge gamer, so he's putting in like 40 hours a week in gaming.
I used to be able to do that.
Yeah, we both did that.
With WoW. Ooh, brother.
Oh, with WoW, you definitely put more than 40 hours a week.
Like 72.
Yeah. but I'm like, all right, if that's what you want. So when we go back to GameStop, the chick goes, hey, we have a thing where if you buy both versions, you get free keychains. I was like, shit, all right, let's do it.
Where is it?
I have it in my room. So she goes, this is the last one too. She goes, this was probably reserved by someone else, and you're gonna deny some little kid this keychain.
And as she's saying this, you just fucking snatch it?
I'm like, I don't give a shit. I straight up told her, I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, if the kid comes in and asks for it and cries, even better. Even better. Like, I will be like, this was supposed to be yours.
No regrets.
It's mine, and I'll like stick it in my ass. No, I'm kidding.
What?
Kidding.
It's still there. It's not in the room, actually.
Give me 1 second. No. But it's cool. It's like basically like the 3 main characters. It's like the older brother for the Norian family. This chick that is with you on either side, like she basically has like special powers, and then the oldest brother from the Hoshio family. Mm-hmm. So because David bought his version, I gave him his version of the chibi one, so I kept the other 2. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. So we went, we paid for it, we got the keychains, and yeah, that's what I've been playing. I went to the midnight release, dude. Oh fuck! Wait, I forgot. Let me tell you. So I was talking to my girlfriend, who's not really a gamer. She likes board games, but she doesn't really play video games. I was telling her, she's like, yeah, I've been to midnight releases, and she's like, oh, are those as nerdy as I think they are?
Oh my bro.
I'm like, well, it depends. It depends on the game, right? If you go to like a Halo midnight release, there's a lot of bros out there. A lot of people play Halo, and so you get a nice variety of like everyone. You get a whole spectrum of gamers. You get from casuals to like really nerdy, like basement dwellers.
I went for the WoW midnight release for the expansion packs.
I bet you did.
Dude, I won one of the giant posters, like 6 foot,
Nice.
6 foot feet. You know, forgot what it was. I don't know if it was like an orc like screaming.
No, it was probably a Draenei.
Draenei.
Like their little tentacle hair.
The weirdest thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Fucking headband. I know what you were saying.
Anyway, so I had to come back home and do a couple things. No. She didn't give me a mean look, but she's like, is it as nerdy enough? And I was trying to like stand up for gamers, you know. I was like, no, it's not that bad. Like I went to the Skyrim midnight release. That probably was one of the last ones that I went. No, Destiny midnight release. And it was a ton of people. Like I was able to talk to people. Like people were sociable and normal. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
How many? Give me let's do an estimate real quick.
All right. Let's do it.
Male to female ratio.
I mean,
was it?
for Destiny
For Destiny.
or for Fire Emblem,
For Destiny.
probably like 75-25. There were quite a bit of chicks at the Destiny release.
Okay, 25%. Out of the 25%, let's do another ratio. So now we're down to 25%.
All right.
Out of 25%, how many were girlfriends and how many were actually gamers?
So
So how many were there for the actual game and how many were there just...
I'd probably say about half. Half were girlfriends. Half were girlfriends that wanted to play, or
So-
like a third were girlfriends that wanted to play, and then the rest were like girls on their own, picking up their own game.
Girls on their own. Okay.
All right. Give me a second. And so, Destiny was pretty good, right? So I told Karen, I was like, hey, you know, it's not that bad. Like, people are pretty normal. Midnight release is just like people that are really excited about the game. I'm gonna go. And she's like, all right. I show up. I was one of 8, so my brother and I made a quarter of the people at the midnight release. So apparently, what ended up happening is they did not announce this midnight release to anyone. Like it was not planned. 2 days before the midnight release, they're like, hey, we're gonna do it. So for people that had already reserved the game, they got an email, but no one else knew about it. So I went back at 9, right, to purchase the game. I was the first one to buy the game, like to finalize my purchase. So in line, I was number 1. What?
You get a tattoo about it?
No, that's stupid.
Fire Emblem. And then David got one over here.
Conquest. I get there, dude. The people that are there, I got there at like 11:15. Mm-hmm. The people that are there are like people that their mothers hide in their basement and buy them like cheesy poofs.
Cheesy puffs.
No, cheesy poofs from South Park. To hide them from the public. Like, it was bad. Like, so I'm really outgoing. I like to make people laugh, right? So I was there and I was being loud. I was being a little obnoxious. But the people that worked at GameStop, the chick and this guy, were like normal. So they and I were talking, like we were having fun. There was one dude with his girlfriend who were normal, and he like laughed at a couple things that I said. He pitched in a little bit, but everyone else who was there was just like a robot. Like no, not even a smirk. Like one dude who was like probably close to 40 tried talking to the girl behind the counter, the GameStop chick. And what he started saying is he started talking about like the Game Boy Advance and how it was like the most advanced gaming system and console for its time. And he started going about like technical details that the chick clearly did not care about. Like she's a gamer, she was the manager for the GameStop, but she did not want to have a conversation about the GBA's like 16-bit or 32-bit like processor that allowed for like Nintendo and Super Nintendo graphics to be. I was like, oh my god, it was horrible. So I was like, dude, what? It was, oh man, I can't even believe, like, I can't even begin to describe
what was
how
David doing
awkward. Like, well, that was one of the saddest parts, right? Like, David's like, dude, I think I'm like them. I was like, a little bit. So the cool thing is, like, David at least the great thing about David is that, like, I was able to raise him since he was little, right? I basically got to teach him like he was my kid, because I was 11 when he was born, and when I was in high school he was like 5, so like I taught him how to talk to girls. Like he's never been scared to talk to girls. He's never been scared to talk to girls.
What was that?
Yeah, I know, it was a voice crack.
I thought you were doing a person of David.
No.
Hello, girls.
No, David has a deeper voice than I do. David's voice is like
bass.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So he's not scared. The problem is that like he's really smart, and he's been like on things like 4chan, Reddit, internet forums since he was little. So he's become kind of like a robot from like R9K. Not to that extent, but he recognizes that he's a little bit of a robot.
Oh boy.
So yeah, his like social interactions with like the common folk are a little bit like, I don't know how to describe it, like rough. But amongst gamers, he is like a god amongst men. Like he basically like runs he created the video game Super Smash Brothers Club.
Really?
Yeah. At his high school. He runs it. Like,
That's why
he's the guy that like
Mr. Straight.
he loves Mr. Straight.
Dude, he sent me to say, because Mr. Straight, I was on the phone talking to him one day about some video thing. I'm like, and then he says like, all right, see you later, Oz. And David was in the room. He's like, you know Oz?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's my student. No way. You know Oz? And Sean Straight. He was like, hey man, do you know what David Olaroz is? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how does he know you? I'm like, oh, I've known him since only blah, blah, blah. He's like, huh, okay. Yeah, he's going on about you. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm like, oh, really? But he never took did he take animation?
Yeah, he's taking 2D animation right now.
Okay. All right.
So there you go.
Okay. Like flash.
Yeah, they teach 2D animation now. That's freaking awesome. I'm so jealous. Like I didn't get to do 2D animation.
They only did what was it called? Graphics animations.
Yeah, they only did 3D modeling and animation. Anyway, beside the point, right? So it was kind of sad, but so this weekend, like I got to play because I was visiting my girlfriend. I didn't want to play my game when I'm with my girlfriend, right? That'd be stupid. Why would I go all the way to Austin, 3.5 hours away, to be with my girlfriend that I don't get to see during the week, to just play my freaking game? So I played only on the bus, and I played on the way back. So like on the way back, I was texting him because he took care of my cats. I was like, hey, how are the cats? How's Conquest going? He's like, oh, it's going pretty well. I'm like, oh, cool. What mission are you on? He's like, mission 9, which at the time I was in mission 9. I was like, damn, he's doing really well. Like, this is supposed to be hard mode. I thought it was hard. And he didn't say anything about the difficulty. He's like, yeah, it's like, I'm picking up like waifus because there's like a relationship thing that you can do.
Waifus?
Yeah. Like wives, like Japanese waifu.
Okay.
But you can have relationships with the other characters. Like your main character you create.
I'm in.
And then you can create relationships with people. Like you can do friends or you can actually get married in the game. And when you get married, you can have kids, and the kids like get.
Reminds me of Skyrim. Can you play with Can the kids be characters?
Yeah, they become characters. So like, they end up having your class and your wife's class as a child. So yeah, so it's a really cool system. It's a cool system, and you can like even characters that you meet like that aren't you can also get married. I think I'm not sure, but I think they can also do that. Okay. Anyway, so he was saying it's like I'm getting a waifu, whatever. And I was like, of course, fucking, my R9K brother robot.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's
He's
really
getting
cool.
married in game.
So today I was talking to him about it. I was like, hey, how's Conquest going? He's like, dude, it's really hard. So here's the thing, right? The thing that I didn't know about Conquest or about Fire Emblem to begin with, your characters only get experience if they get in the last hit to kill an enemy.
Okay, an NPC. Okay.
So that's not true. They'll get a little bit of experience every time they fight someone, a little bit, but they're not gonna get experience if they're support characters, or they do, but very little. And they
support being what, like tanks,
so
healers.
basically, if you have an adjacent character to the character who's attacking or defending, like they're on next, or left, right, back, or front.
Yeah.
They will support them, so they will give them like extra dodge or extra hit. Extra strength. Like they'll do something
they'll
like
go extra stats.
Extra something, right?
Okay.
So as support characters, they don't really give you. You don't gain experience as a support character. You can actually like share a space. You can combine together into one space, and then you both basically attack together, defend together, but you share the experience as well. But yeah, like you're basically not going to get levels unless your characters are killing enemies. Like it's very, very difficult. Unless you're a healer, which healers getting experience by healing.
Oh yeah, nice.
You're not going to gain experience.
Yeah.
So the thing about this game is you play and you pick up characters along the story. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you saved, like for example, for me, like I had a random quest that I picked up as a challenge, and it was a village being attacked by the Norian family. I go in, like there's this little girl who's with her grandmother gets killed, and she's by herself. So I have the option of like, going and saving her, or I can just like leave her, she can get killed, no big deal. So of course, like I love being like the hero. So I go in, I save her, and she becomes she joins the party basically. But she's a villager. Girl? Yeah, a little girl. She's a villager. She has a huge defense. She's like apparently really strong because she did a lot of like manual labor. But she's level 1 and everyone else is like level 8. So I take her into the first fight. And I'm like, all right, this little girl, you know, like her defense looks pretty good. I'm gonna like get her in there. I'm fighting like level 5 enemies. First level 5 enemy with a bow from far away. She dies for 1 shot, 1 kill. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me! Like seriously. And so now she doesn't get experience for that fight. And I didn't want to restart, so I was like, whatever, you're lost. So the first 2 fights that I had,
you're lost. Yeah. You brought her in. Fuck it, you're lost.
So the first 2 fights that I like bring her into battle. Like I bring her into fights, and you have limited amount of characters that you can bring into battle. Like I have like it's probably like 20 characters right now.
Okay.
But I can only take in like
8 or something.
Yeah, sometimes like 10 or 12.
Okay.
But still, like you can't take all of them in there. So you have to be very strategic about who you bring in, what level, like.
Who do you need,
and the problem is, for example, you get attached to your main character, right? Who doesn't? So my main character is like 3 levels ahead of everyone else because he's like the badass who comes in. It's like
because he's you.
And then now that he's so powerful, it's easy to be like, well, I don't really want to like take too long in this fight. I'm just gonna have him kill everyone. And what you end up doing...
That's exactly how Pokemon was.
Yeah, but now, but in this one you can't do that because then what you end up doing is because in Pokemon at least you had like potions, right? You could use unlimited potions. Here you have a limited number of items that each character can carry, so it's not like I don't need a healer. This guy can just sleep by himself. And they have weaknesses. Like some weapons are good against others. Like for example, there's like people on Pegasus. Like they have Pegasi, right? They're riding like winged horses.
The fuck? Okay.
But they have a weakness to like projectile weapons. So these guys are like ridiculous. Like they have range. They can move pretty much anywhere because they don't have like terrain restrictions for movement.
What?
Yeah, there's
so they can just go. They can just
like
hill?
they're on a freaking flying horse. Like they can just go wherever.
Broken.
But you get someone 2 spaces away with a bow, and they can get killed down in 1 shot. So. Yeah, that game has been fun. My little brother, though, so the healers can only heal with staves, and the staves have a limited number of uses. Like it's not like they're actually healing; it's their weapon that heals. So, like your healing staff will only heal 20 times,
and then you have to
buy a new one. No, you have to straight up buy a new one. So, like in Conquest, you can't grind. There's no like extra missions where you can just like repeat and do to gain levels or to gain money. And Birthright, you can. There's like little challenge missions that you can just like continue exploring and doing. Okay. So I'm talking to David today, and I'm telling him, it's like, hey, how's it going? He's like, dude, it's so hard. Like at this point, my main character is 4 levels ahead of everyone. I'm babysitting people that I just picked up because they seem like they're good characters. I have 2,000 gold, and I don't even heal anymore because I have like 3 uses left for each one of my healer staffs, and I feel like it's just not worth healing my characters. Like I've already lost 2 characters. I was like, holy crap. And I look at mine, right? And I have like 19,000 gold.
Oh.
I have like every single one of my healers has a backup staff already bought for them. Like every single one of my characters is fine. Like I've been able to like go back and grind.
He's like stressed.
And he's like, dude, it's really stressful. Like every single like move that every turn that I take, it has to be like completely strategic. Like I have to make sure that I damage these people enough to where like my weaker character can come in and get the last hit so that it can level, because otherwise I'm babysitting them. And he's like, oh man, this last battle took me 2.5 hours. I was like, wow, that sucks. And like I told you, I got casual easy mode.
Can you save in between?
Yeah, you can save in between turns.
Dude,
but
so no wonder it takes 2 hours. You're like, oh shit, made the wrong move there.
So the cool thing though is like because I chose the casual version,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm getting kind of trained to make those decisions because I can see like it's very forgiving. When I make a wrong move, I'm like, oh well, that character died, shouldn't have done that, or oh my healer died in one shot, should have probably put people around them.
Yeah.
So now I'm like I'm not just like doing it as like, oh well, fuck it, like she died, whatever. I'm actually like being smart about it. Like, oh well, that sucked. Like I probably should have taken that into consideration.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna probably do, realistically, because I have a 30-minute commute every morning, is finish Birthright. I'm gonna buy Conquest,
Oh shit.
and then by March there's a third game that comes in called Revelations, I believe.
Is that a continuum of?
No, that one is you don't go with either family. You decide to stay. You decide to stay neutral.
Independent?
Yeah.
And it's even harder.
I have no idea. I haven't read about that.
Sounds like
one.
it would be.
But yeah, I'm really excited. Like that is the game that I've been playing, and I'm sorry that I took 30 minutes out of this podcast already to like talk about this, but
I'm fine with that.
it is such a fun game. Like if you've ever played Tactics back in the day, or you like turn-based strategy games, highly recommend
Did
it.
you ever play Front Mission 3?
No, but I've heard that the front mission games are awesome.
So unbelievably good. So unbelievably good. Reminds me of that.
Did you ever play XCOM?
No, what's that? Same RTS?
It's no, it's not an RTS. It's a turn-based strategy game, but it's like aliens invade Earth, and you are the XCOM. You're I forgot what extraterrestrial combat operation mission. I don't know what it stands for, but basically you're like the world comes together, all the nations come together, and you're like the ultimate defense, like the last stand against an alien invasion.
Which reminds me of fucking Independence Day movie coming out.
Ooh, that movie looks freaking awesome.
I fucking hate it.
You don't like it?
Yeah, because they killed off Will Smith's character.
I mean,
There was something that happened with the studio where he couldn't sign on to that because he was doing another big budget, and so what they did is
he was doing Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, right? So if you go on their website, it literally says, because there's like a 25, 30-year gap between the first movie and the second movie. It says, Lieutenant so-and-so, whatever his name was, Lieutenant Smith died on a, training
He died
exercise
taking
mission.
a cab.
No, dude, he died on a training exercise mission. The world will be in mourning. Literally, it's like a little fake news article on their website explaining how that character died.
That's
and
dumb.
I'm just like, And the weird part is, in the trailer, it looks like they have like Will Smith's son, like in the movie, not Jaden Smith.
Please, not Jaden
Dude,
Smith.
oh,
How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Gosh, that kid is.
I mean, no disrespect to the kid, but Jesus, dude, you don't have to be fucking weird to stand out from your your father's shadow. Like,
I mean, that kid is not standing out of anything. Like that kid is probably sitting down, smoking a blunt, and pondering why our eyes aren't real and why mirrors are real. You know,
dude,
okay, like people that haven't heard of the weirdness of
Jaden
Smith, like don't get it. People that have completely understand because like that kid is just out of this world. Like he is mentally gone.
It's a really good mouse. Not mouse.
Yeti, blue.
It's a really good speaker. Is it a condenser mic?
Is it a condenser mic? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so good. We're reading reviews about it. Fantastic mic.
It is. So what? Like a year ago, actually, about a year ago, a little bit less. I decided that I want to stream and do video game videos. And, I put in the research. I was like, hey.
Worth it?
Oh, yeah. That's my second one. I just Chromecast, by the way. I have one in this TV and one in my bedroom. Like, every single night before I go to sleep, I put on Netflix, Bob's Burgers,
How much?
American Dad. Dude, they're like $28 on Groupon. Refurbished.
It's just an HDMI to
Extender. No, it's an HDMI extender.
Why?
I don't know how...
Oh, you know why?
to fold it, yeah.
Yes, in case it comes out and it doesn't reach. Yeah, it's pretty cool, okay.
But yeah,
I like
totally
when we
worth
both figured it out.
Totally worth
Why?
it. Like, for example, now that I have it here, so I have it in my bedroom because I watch Netflix before I go to bed. Like, I go to sleep with Netflix on.
You need to provide power?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, dude. It just doesn't like. It just doesn't.
Well, I thought it would have got power from the HDMI.
No, but like usually TVs nowadays have USBs. So the one in my room, it's smaller but it has a USB, so I just plug it in that. This one does not have a USB. It's an older Vizio, so I have to actually plug it into an outlet. But yeah, now I can actually like be here and I can be playing a game and be like, oh, I want to watch a YouTube video in the background, so I can just put it onto my TV, listen to it there while I'm playing a game. Awesome, multimedia technology.
Real quick, any packaging that uses magnets, A+.
This one doesn't.
It doesn't, but it's still nice packaging.
Still, yeah, definitely.
And then like the new Chromecasts look even cooler. Like they're just like little circles with like a little thing, so
Really?
you don't need the HDMI extender anymore.
God, that's so fucking
But yeah,
sick.
awesome stuff. What was I saying before the Chromecast? Oh, the Blue Yeti mic. Yeah,
Yes.
I did my research right here. I did the research and I was like, what is the best webcam for the price? What is the best like mic for the price? So I saw that a whole bunch of streamers recommended the Blue Yeti mic. So I found an actual like Fry's or Amazon deal where it was the Blue Yeti mic and the Elgato HDMI capture card. Got both of them for like a really good deal. So I went ahead and got both, and I got it in black too, which I didn't want the gray. I love like everything around me is black except for this office desk. And then I got the the PS4 because it's white. All my PlayStation stuff is white typically. And then I got the 920C Logitech camera, which is
Dude, the
what we
computer's
record this.
so quiet.
Oh, dude, yes.
Mine is loud.
Well, that's because yours is like a freaking box.
Oh
Like
my
his.
God.
Okay, so we basically have the same computer. Like as far as like hardware goes.
I can't even hear.
Ours is almost identical. The biggest difference is the casing. He purchased like a server case. It's like a box that's like 2.5 feet.
And fans.
And he bought a shit ton of fans because he
And
wanted
the CPU cooler.
Well, no, yeah, the CPU cooler is a little bit different.
massive.
I bought a massive one too.
Yeah,
Mine
yeah.
barely fits in there.
Does it?
Yeah.
Damn.
But like I research, like the airflow and stuff, and with like a regular like tower, it's pretty easy to figure out. You put the power supply at the bottom, you do this and that, like boom. But I got I did some research and I got a very quiet because I wanted to stream games. I can't have like a loud computer. I got a very quiet case. So if we're really quiet, you can't hear it.
You can
You can hear a tiny bit with like the GPU fan.
That's
you can hear my GPU fan.
Dude, mine is not like that at all. Mine sounds like a...
So he has fans all over the place. His is like very open, not insulated, because mine has insulation. Like if you crack it open, you can see like a layer of sound.
No, mine's just loud because I got a lot of fans because it's a pretty big space. Because I want to end up doing...
You gotta cool it, man. I get it.
I want to end up doing water cooling. But I also put fan filters, which is, by the way, greatest idea ever. Fan filters, dude, no dust on the inside. All I gotta do is just clean the fans every now and then. But dude, genius.
I have fan filters too. What?
Which ones? Didn't it come with the case?
Yes.
It has like sound dampening in the front of it. But yeah, I want to end up water cooling with a EK water block or EKWD.
Water cooling is. I mean, you're not gonna be like super overclocking your computer.
No.
You don't even need to really super overclock your computer. Like you're not running. Okay, never mind. He edits 4K video, so you might.
For 4K, just to preview faster and everything else instead of.
All right, fine.
So that's the only.
You
that's
win.
The only reason.
You win, Oz.
That's the only reason. I also need another because I'm only running 16 gigs of RAM, which is fine.
You don't need more. This is like.
The only reason I would need more is like playing back 4K if I'm doing like a 20-minute video. 20-minute video in 4K, I could see the reason why I need 32. But 16 just for 5-minute videos of 4K is fine. Because you can only really give Premiere about 75% of the RAM. So you can only give it 12, just about like 10 to 12 gigs of RAM dedicated just to any Adobe software, Premiere, After Effects. But yeah, I would want to water cool just so it could run like cooler, run it faster. And also if you run the CPU at a lower temperature, it also increases the lifespan of the CPU as well. Obviously, anything that runs cooler runs longer, lasts longer.
That's what they said about
cancer.
Chris Farley. RIP.
Rest in peace. Isn't he from American Ninja?
Yeah, that movie was so good.
I remember watching the movie right when we got it from the...
Because they had Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, the same actor who was like the older brother who was like the actual ninja.
Dude, so
Chris Farley was a funny dude.
Hilarious. Like way before his time, I want to say. Because
no, I don't think it was way before his time. I think it was like the right time. He just ended his life.
He'd be if you went back and you saw it, he'd be hilarious right now too. American Ninja.
I don't know. We have we have stuff like Key and Peele.
Key and Peele is pretty intelligent, and the way that they do their comedy,
it is
pretty intelligent.
Like even South Park nowadays is genius. Like their social commentary
for
as grotesque as it is so smart.
I can't deny that, and just being able to get away with what they say and what they do when it comes to like stereotyping and pulling in different like characters, like some of that stuff you could not pull off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just couldn't. Like they did one on which is hilarious. They're selling like slaves. You used to know. It's like one of the early ones. Are you serious one? And they're at first Key and Peele, both of them walk on stage.
Oh,
yeah, they're like $40.
I think you were talking about South Park. And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm better than that dude."
Oh, come on, really? And then there's like this huge one that walks on. Who's like, "Oh yeah, obviously, I'd pay him for that." Like, you know, there's going off, but you couldn't go. I mean, and honestly, I get it. It's Comedy Central, but then Comedy Central comes out with shows like the Daily Show. You know what I'm saying? That have some super good commentary about social and politics and everything else, and they're not afraid to go with like the heavy hit questions.
And the new host, by the way, awesome.
Yeah, I think
like Jon Stewart. Like
I
was a little scared.
It took exactly.
I was a little scared because I was like, all right, Jon Stewart has been there for a really long time. Jon Stewart does an awesome
10 years
job.
Plus.
I mean, he does a fantastic job. And I was like, he's retiring. This new kid from South Africa. Like, I had already listened to his stand-up. Hilarious.
Yes, I researched his stand-up
really smart,
before.
Really smart. But I was like, followed up to Jon Stewart. Hey, he's doing awesome. He's doing great. I mean, I don't watch it all the time, but from what I've seen, really, really good stuff. And
if you've seen his stuff,
his writers are good. His staff is good. He delivers very well.
What's it called? On HBO now.
No.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen John? Oh my god.
I mean, I've seen clips of it on Facebook.
So much.
John Oliver is like very, very smart, very clever, very like sharp-tongued.
Dude, super, this is brilliant. On par with Jon Stewart, if not just a smidgen better, just like a little bit better.
It's a British accent.
Dude, it's. I think it's the writers from the show.
It's a British accent that John Oliver.
Dude,
that was awful. I'm sorry.
That cluster of writers.
Yeah.
Like genius. John Oliver, Jon Stewart. What's the other one? Very like comedy-esque. Used to be on with Jon Stewart also.
Steve Carell.
No. But
Stephen Colbert.
Yes, thank you. Boom. Yeah, I mean, all those guys.
Except Stephen Colbert is doing his own like the late night show or something.
Yeah, well, they all started with John Oliver, and then same with the one girl who's off doing her own show now for CBS or something like that.
Is she having her own
show? Amanda something. What? Yeah, she also got her own show too.
Wow.
Unbelievable, dude. But dude, those writers, I'll link you some of John Oliver's stuff, dude. Because he put some of the stuff up on YouTube, or HBO does. So brilliant.
Well, I have
so
HBO
smart.
Go, so I can watch it.
How do you get that again?
Okay, so here's the deal, right? Story time. I moved here about a month ago. Now it's been a couple weeks. It's been about a month. So I moved here. And first thing I do is like, what are the internet providers? I've always had Time Warner Cable, and I've heard that people hate them. But in all honesty, I've never had an issue. I was paying I was overpaying for sure, but they were fast, they were reliable. Like I never had problems with it. So they're like, we have Time Warner Cable. I was like, all right, perfect. Like I can just transfer my service. And they're like, we have Verizon FiOS. It's like, well, shit. All right, well, I've been wanting Fios for a while. So I was like, all right, you know what? I've been with Time Warner for 3 years. I think it's time for me to try something new. So, sign up for Fios. I'm talking to a guy. I'm like, hey, you know, like, I don't want to sign up right now, but I just want to know how much it's going to cost me. He goes, well, we can do a package that's 75 up, 75 down.
Damn. 75 up
and down. And he
just,
goes,
just the up is.
Yeah, I know. And he goes, it'll be $70 a month. I was paying $93. I was like, $70 a month?
Put that on, please, now.
I was like, done. I'm like, yes, that one. I want it. Actually, he told me a 50 up and 50 down. Right?
Okay.
I'm like, that's plenty.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah, for $10 more, you can do like 75 up and down. I'm like, okay, yeah, sign me up for that. Like, I'll do it. Done. And then he goes, well, since you're signing a 2-year contract, which, by the way, I do not mind being on a contract. It's like, if you sign up for a 2-year contract, for $2 more a month, you can get HBO and Showstars.
How are you doing a 2-year contract? This is a 1-year contract apartment.
I still can.
You can move it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
All right, I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm going to continue this story after the restroom. Let's fill the air with greatness.
You should always be comfortable with yourself. You should. At least always strive to be.
And always surround yourself with positive people. Never surround yourself.
Never surround yourself with people who are going to make you sad or depressed or just mean people. There's no reason. Like if somebody in your life is making you feel less than what you are, move on. Because there's too many people in the world. The world's way too big. And I promise you, there'll be someone out there who's going to make you feel important and that you can rely on. Preach. Also, real quick, the capture card's got. It's not got. It's called El Gato. Either that's like a Hispanic reference. I mean, obviously it is. It means the cat, but it's got to be like it's just like a weird who names their company. Oh, I got a great idea for a company name. El Gato. Besides, there's no. It's all one word. El Gato. I mean, seriously, who thought of that? What a terrible idea for a name. El Gato.
All right, I'm back.
Right?
Yeah, I know the name.
Also give a little bit of life. You'll see it when it comes on.
All right, cool. So yeah, for $3, I'm getting HBO Go and Showtime, and like I don't pay for TV. I don't pay for actual like cable TV, so it's just internet that I'm paying for. But I'm able to now with my Chromecast here, I'm able to freaking Chromecast into I can watch like Game of Thrones.
Oh, because HBO Go. Speaking of, the new season will come on
March, right?
Yeah, it's sometime in the spring. It's something
March or April. Dude, I gotta catch up. I'm on season 3.
Dude, I don't even. I mean,
so here's kind of a stupid thing that I did, but like I'm still very proud of it, right?
You saw that. You did the audiobooks.
No. So I actually have the books. I bought the set, but on Google Books. But no.
So something that you're proud of, but it's stupid that you did it.
Kind of. So when I was younger, right, I grew up with the internet. We learned about the internet. So what you would do back in the day is we grew up with Napster, Kazaa, LimeWire. Mm-hmm. You just downloaded whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
If you found the game, for example, that you really wanted, it was pirated. You could download it. Mm-hmm. There was very little regulation about it, and it was mostly just honor system. Right.
True.
And I used to download music illegally and stuff like that back in the day. And I remember thinking, it's the day when I'm able to afford to buy music, when I graduate college and I'm able to get my first big boy job, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Understood.
I'm gonna stop illegally downloading things. I'm gonna pay because I want to support that which I enjoy.
Respect the creators.
Exactly. Support them.
Yeah. True.
So sure enough, after I graduated and when I got my first office job, I stopped. No downloading illegal songs, no downloading games, no downloading movies. I basically use torrent, BitTorrent, only for downloading the Humble Bundle games when I want to download.
Yeah, there's actually a really interesting thing about that when it comes to the sound industry. So apparently, albums don't really sell. They just don't.
Because now we have things like Spotify, Pandora.
Well, exactly. Most of your income
either comes from concerts and online distribution. So the whole argument of downloading music has become like obsolete. Just no one puts in the cases because the legal fees outweigh the money you're gonna get in return.
Correct.
Right.
But I mean,
there was a big thing with,
it's just kind of like a moral thing.
No, exactly. No, what was it was the Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker. When that came out, got pirated, screener copy was sent out, Pirate Bay, people just downloaded it all the time. Anyways, they try to process and prosecute everyone that downloaded it legally, and they spent like, I forgot how much money more. It was like millions. It was in the millions of dollars they spent on legal fees, and they only got back like $100,000. Like saying it was all this like,
But it was about the principle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyways, 50 Cent, the rapper, in all of his glory, is actually a pretty smart business guy. At least obviously he's done some stupid stuff, but he's pretty smart. Anyways, he came out with this book, I believe it's called The 50 Laws of Power, right? And he was on MSNBC talking about like business and how the whole deal with Smart Water and how he's invested in his portfolio and what he looks for in a business and the 50 Laws of Power. Anyways, he says this real interesting thing which always stuck with me when it comes to the audio business and the music industry is people are gonna pirate music no matter what. And if you expect to get paid from an album sale, then you have a misconception on how the whole system works, right? You're trying to go forward and instead you're just taking steps backwards, if that makes any sense. His whole idea was, I'm gonna release the music, it'll get pirated as always, right? As it stands, it will be pirated. You can't stop that. He says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the price on my concert tickets and I'll make money this way. And then I'm going to sell it to iTunes and I'm going to make money with online distribution. And he says that whenever you release an album, pirating is the only way that you're going to get mass free marketing is by pirating.
Of course.
So now that approach has stuck around, right? Where now you have the growth of Spotify. Right. And the growth of Amazon Music and all that. And then I believe Jay-Z came out with his own like music app in which Kanye released his album to.
Which I've heard has been sad and chaotic.
Yeah. Well, he's like $53 million in debt. Which is like, I don't know if part of me like believes that or I don't know if it's...
No, it is. So like, so from an accounting perspective, right? You're able to have wealth and a lot of debt. So one very easy way for him to be like just to describe how he could be $53 million in debt, it's not necessarily how he might be, but just a very easy example that I found to explain to people. It's imagine when you buy a house, right? You have a mortgage. You have 10 to 20 years to pay off your mortgage, but you technically like you're paying the house. You're like it's still part of your wealth, but you're still X amount of dollars in debt. So if he had like a $60 million mansion and he's decided not to pay for it straight up, he could be $53 million in debt and not really be what most people think is like in debt. Like people aren't like necessarily after him and being like, hey, we need you to pay right now. It's just his overall like net wealth is negative because of loans or things that he might have.
Yeah, or his currently okay.
So it's very realistic that he could be $53 million in debt, especially with the way like he and his wife spend money. But yeah, no, dude, Kanye, I'm sorry. I just as an artist, he's excellent, but I would punch his face.
Yeah,
I cannot stand him as a person.
I could definitely see that. I just don't understand why would you have this idea of, and it's definitely from like an egotistical standpoint.
I mean, he's got a huge ego.
Yeah, if you release an album, why would you not put that album on any and every type of distribution?
Because he feels like he's not getting his fair share. Like he publicly said that he's like he made a huge deal about like why people should use Jay-Z's like streaming and his thing because That way, artists get it. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to go with Apple. I'm not going to distribute it on Spotify, blah, 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 because I want more money.
That's the other reason. Adele didn't release her album. Same thing with what's the other one?
Taylor Swift.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, both of them didn't release the albums on Spotify. And I wonder, like, how much percentage is Spotify taking for them to make, you know what I'm saying, to do that?
I mean, it doesn't amount, but the thing is, like, I pay, for example, I pay for Spotify Premium. You do too.
I do too.
Like, it's worth it. You get to unlimited skips, you get to rewind songs, you get
playlists, you can do whatever you want.
You don't have ads. Like, it's just nice. Like, that's why I don't have to, pirate music.
Yeah, I used
because pretty much any song that I want between SoundCloud and Spotify, I got it. Like, that's
and YouTube. I mean, whichever one. I mean, that's the whole thing. I used to maintain.
There'll be a rare occasion where it's like a Japanese or Korean song where I'm like, well, I can't find that anywhere. Gotta go download it from the internet.
Find it somewhere. Yeah,
gotta pay for it.
I used to maintain like 46 gigs of music, like somewhere in that vicinity. Maybe more. Maybe like 50 gigs of music. That's a lot. That is a lot.
You do have a lot of music.
A lot.
You have a ton of music. Like
once I found Spotify, dude, it was like I can make I mean, it sucked, to make all my playlist again, but everything was there on there for the majority.
Like 90% of the songs that you listen to are on there.
Exactly. Unless I wanted something like really obscure, like an old Atmosphere song or something. Like
no, but there have been songs like
easy. I can
so
research.
There were songs from Kazaa that I downloaded. Like I used to be like a little bit of like a weeaboo back when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I remember like when Kazaa was around, searching for like Japanese techno, and just whatever came up, I'd be like download everything. So I actually learned. Like I got a lot of awesome songs. Song? Which one?
The one where he's like sitting on like a bench and he's rapping to the other guy, and he goes whale ninja whale.
I have no
idea. Whale force. It was like really obscure. You showed me it. It was a while back. He says that he's like a ninja. Hold on. This is really.
I don't know, but anyway. So there was a song that I downloaded, and it was like one of my favorite songs back in the day. It's like 15-minute long. It's like this dance trance mix, a little bit of techno in there. It's a nice, awesome song. And I thought like I didn't pick up the name because it was labeled on Kazaa Japanese techno .mp3.
It was an outsider.
No, he's Korean. Although, yeah.
Korean rapper.
Oh, it is outside. It was DJ Sniper Better Than Yesterday.
Was that the one?
I think so.
No, it was very aggressive.
Yeah, DJ Sniper Better Than Yesterday. Or you could do Dragon Ash Grateful Days, which is a very chill rap. But it's got Zebra, who is a little bit more aggressive in it, and that's like one of the few Japanese raps that I know.
I think this might be it.
Which song is this?
See, this is why I wish we had like an audio mixer so we could just like mix in.
Well, that would actually be pretty cool. We'll have to.
No, I mean, I'll probably end up getting because I'm gonna.
He'll probably get it anyways. That does not look like anything I've ever showed you.
This is not.
Nope. Nope. But yeah, anyway.
Ojima! And he says that. What is that?
Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, man. Damn.
But what I was trying to get to was the fact that, like, because I don't pirate things anymore, Game of Thrones came out. I wanted to watch it. I never had HBO. So, after the first season was out on DVD and Blu-ray, I went and bought the DVDs. Then season 2 came out, and I bought the Blu-rays. And then season 3 came out, and it was like $70 for season 3. I was like, all right, I want to watch Game of Thrones, but not that bad. Like, I got other things that I want to spend money on, and it's definitely not Game of Thrones.
So what was the annual fee for HBO Go?
Annual fee, $24. It's $2 a month that I'm paying, and I'm getting HBO and Showtime on my tablet.
What is on Showtime?
I don't know what's on Showtime. I don't care. I just want Game of Thrones.
On Showtime, besides like the late night.
I could literally watch 3 more seasons of Game of Thrones.
There, him. Did you show him?
Oh, I did, but it was on Facebook, and I don't know who this guy is.
It's one of those guys.
Does it pick it up pretty well?
綺麗な靴また汚しまくるシューレース外すエアフォースワンエアフォーナイそれかボロい
Yeah, for this part, yeah, like an hour in. Hour
But anyway,
14.
we can't show this and monetize it, so
People, did you have no idea what this is?
maybe not.
You know, they can probably just SoundCloud it. I doubt SoundCloud would pick that up. I doubt SoundCloud would.
Oh, you mean like Shazam?
Shazam, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I doubt Shazam would actually hit that up.
Even if they don't, we could actually put a link in the description. Like, it's not that bad. We could link to the video. Yeah, like, we'll probably do that, actually.
I'll try and find it, yeah.
But yeah, so I stopped watching Game of Thrones because I didn't want to buy another season. So now I get to catch up. I'm on episode 3, season 3.
Episode C3, and there's like 12 episodes per season? About?
Something like that.
Like
But
like
the
6 or
thing is,
7?
it's so hard now. Like, the episodes are like an hour long or sometimes longer. I don't even know. But I get home, I try to stream online on Twitch, and then I wrap up. I either go work out or we go tumble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do like gymnastics tumbling is something that we do. We do that. I come home, shower. By then it's like 9:30, 10. My girlfriend's in Austin, so we usually FaceTime for an hour or two.
Should take the camera.
What camera?
The Black Magic.
Dude, okay, no. Don't take that camera. Don't take that camera. Oz, that camera is not yours, it's the school's. You gotta be careful with it.
I know.
So next week, so this
Well,
this
hold on. On Thursday, I gotta tell you about that.
alright, but this weekend I'm going to Austin again. And primarily like it was actually my girlfriend was actually gonna come up this weekend, but I found out my coworker who's really nice dude. He's married. He's I think a little bit younger than me. He's like
He tumbles
24, 25. No, he doesn't. But he's a cool dude. Like, so I went to our Christmas party in December. He went with his wife, so it was the first time I met his wife, and it was the first time my girlfriend met him. And like the four of us just like got along really well. We all were taking shots together. We were drinking. We were talking. So he and his wife are going to Austin for like his wife's cousin's birthday or something, and they're gonna go to 6th Street and get wasted. So my girlfriend's been in Austin for 2 months now, and she hasn't really gone out that much because she's trying to save money and just kind of study. So I was like, hey, I was thinking, like, he told me he's going to be there. He wants us to join him. And she's like, all right, I'll go out. So I'm going to Austin primarily to not only see my girlfriend, but also to go out
And experience in that life.
Well, I have already. Only once, though. And it wasn't very long. So we're going to go out on 6th Street, get drunk, and have a lot of fun. I look forward to it.
Arigato! It's just the song. That's
Arigato!
That's a sick. It's a sick beat. Oh my god. I only like it because of the beat. I only like music for the beat. It's so. It's like
Oz
the
only likes
build-up
music
and the
for
release.
the drop.
Yes.
It's all about the drop.
It's all about the drop. It's all about
You know
the
what?
beat,
We
man.
should go to Lights All Night this year.
Bam, ba-dam, ba-da, boom, boom. That's how it feels, man.
Let's do it. Lights All Night. For Dallas, Texas, Lights All Night is a 2 or 3 day, depending on the venue,
What was
music
this?
festival
It's a game.
for EDM and electronic music. Yeah, that was the Mamba Gaming Mouse. That
What
cost me $135, as you can see here. $135.
Break? Where is it?
Dollars.
Because
It was my favorite mouse, so I ended up breaking this pinky playing volleyball. Like you can see it's tiny bit crooked, little bit crooked there. I playing volleyball, so it started hurting picking it up. Like my